It's the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Finish Strong Friday presented by DraftKings that we are recording at 11:20 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday night because Thursday Night Football just ended with the Browns beating the Broncos. Tomorrow I'm flying back and then driving up to West Point, so it's much better for us to record the podcast tonight. I don't know if I've done this before. I am drinking a So Juicy Hazy IPA. Never heard of it, but I like it. I'm having a beer here on the post-game Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure you check it out on youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. And finally, I'm ready. I got some winners. It's a Winners Friday.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
I want people like spread the word winner Connor Donald. Connor Donald quote tweeted at Ross Tucker Pod saying the best thing about Thursdays are Ross and Greg. Connor, it's that easy. That's all you had to do was the quote tweet. We retweeted you. Now just let me know, Ross at RossTucker.com, if you want a signed picture, a signed football card, a signed press pass. It's all you, bro. Just let me know. Then we've got the sponsor confirmation email winner, which is the next copy of Madden. And that goes to Nicholas Ferry. Nicholas Ferry went to RossTucker.com, looked at the sponsors, and took advantage of both ExpressVPN, which is awesome, and Manscaped. Terrific job by Nicholas Ferry. You double up, you're almost guaranteed to win a free Madden. And then the YouTube shout out, David Stewart. Love and appreciate those of you that subscribe, youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. If you subscribe and make a comment, I see every time somebody new makes a comment, I see every comment, period. You got a great chance to get a cameo style shout out that people pay $25 for. You get it for free. It's that easy. Today's patron shout out is Dante Marino. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
All right, before we get into the picks for all the Week 7 Sunday games, let's talk about the Browns' 17-14 win over the Broncos Thursday Night Football. Dearness Johnson, a touchdown and 146 yards.
A couple things first to start, Bri. Three things, in fact. To your knowledge, have I ever had a beer during the show before?
Not on the YouTube version, but I believe once or twice when we were audio only, yes.
I can see that. We've done over 1,500 episodes of the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, and this might be the first one that I've had a beer while I'm doing the show, which I kind of like, by the way, but usually we record in the morning. That's number one. Number two, before you just kind of adjusted your hair, Bri, your hair looked terrible. And I was going to ask if you were wearing a hat all day or if you were sleeping and just woke up or if you got the worst Dumb and Dumber haircut I've ever seen. That was amazing. Which one is it?
No, I got my haircut yesterday, and there was I just took a shower, and there was no product in it, and it looked a little a little Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, dude. If you guys haven't been on YouTube yet, please go to youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL just to see at the 3-minute mark what Brian's hair looked like. It was worth it. He's about to put a hat on right now. I knew it. I knew you would do it. Why backwards hat? That looks terrible. Go front hat, you look much better. Anyway, and then the last thing is, Bri, they had at the Charlotte game I did, which was a blowout. Florida Atlantic blew out Charlotte in the second half. The pregame food was chicken tenders and personal pizzas from Domino's. So I had a personal Domino's pizza before the game, chicken tenders at halftime. I'll take it. Probably not the healthiest, but kept me filled, kept me sustained, tasted good. I'll eat healthy tomorrow. I'm fine with it. As for the game, Very impressive win for the Browns. With how beat up they are, very impressive. Even at the end of the game, Jarvis Landry was beat up again. Case Keenum came in and played about how I thought he would. The Browns went right down the field. That first drive looked way, way too easy for the Browns. But Case Keenum came in and played well. He didn't tear it up, but he played well. The star of the game, though, was the Browns' offensive line and Dearness Johnson. I mean, Dearness Johnson, I love Nick Chubb. I love Kareem Hunt. But anytime a running back you never heard of comes out of nowhere to play that well, you start to think, maybe it is a lot to do with the offensive line as opposed to the running backs. By the way, the Browns winning by 3 and being able to run the clock out at the end, Brian, this is a celebratory beer for me. Because if you listen to the Even Money podcast, I had the Broncos plus 3.5. And the Browns could have easily scored a touchdown there or maybe kicked the field goal. No, they were able to pound out the clock, run out the clock, and take a knee, which means Denver plus 3.5 won, which always makes the game especially interesting at the end. But Dearness Johnson was awesome. Case Keenum, very good, solid. I thought the D-line for the Browns was able to get after the Broncos quite a bit. Teddy Bridgewater had a tough. Now, give Teddy Bridgewater some credit. It was a brutal first half for the Broncos. They did nothing. It was 10-0. They came out in the second half, went down, marched down, got a touchdown, 10-7. Keenum was able to answer. The Broncos got a touchdown late to make it 17-14, and then their defense couldn't get off the field. 17-14. They let the Browns churn off the last 5 or 6 minutes off the clock. Just a clinic by the Browns offensive line. Really, really impressive. I still think it's one of the best O-lines in football. In fact, if I was looking to hire an offensive line, I would go to LinkedIn Jobs because they've made it easier to get the candidates worth interviewing faster. And it's free. You can create a free job post for offensive lines or whatever you need in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond. 770 million people. That's like more than twice as many people as there are in the entire country. Crazy impressive. Focus on the candidates with the skills, experience you need. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Ross. That's linkedin.com/Ross to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
Let's start with the Panthers at the New York Giants.
I'm going to go with the Panthers. The Giants are so beat up at this point. And I know the Panthers had a rough outing last week, but there were so many drops. I don't expect the Panthers to turn it over that much like they have been. I don't expect there to be that many drops. And I don't expect the Giants to get any of their skill guys back. No Andrew Thomas, none of their skill guys. They even got more skill guys getting beat up this week in practice, getting dinged up. It's getting real late, real early for the New York Football Giants. Give me Carolina on the road, 24-17. The Panthers get it done, and the Giants wish they would have hired Matt Rule instead of Joe Judge.
New York Jets, New England Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know how you take the Jets to win this game. Patriots are one of the best 2-4 teams I've ever seen. I think the Patriots have a pretty good team. They've just had some bad luck, although, they had good luck to beat the Houston Texans. They could maybe be the best 1-5 team I've ever seen. Ultimately, though, Patriots win this one. I just have a lot more confidence. Look, I know the Patriots have a better team, but I have a lot more confidence at this stage in Mac Jones than I do in Zach Wilson. I'll take Mac Jones and the Patriots. I'm going to go Same score almost as the last game. I'll go 24-14 or 24-13. Patriots win by double digits.
Kansas City Chiefs are at the Tennessee Titans.
Awesome football game. I've kind of gone back and forth on this one. It's crazy, though, because the Titans are beat up a little bit again. I'm going to go with the Chiefs to win a really close one. If you listen to Even Money, you know I think it's a toss-up game, and I like the Titans with the points. But the Chiefs, I wonder if they found something in the second half of that last game. Yes, I'm concerned about their run defense against Derrick Henry, but I'm concerned about the Titans' pass defense against Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs need this game more than the Titans do, quite frankly. I think both teams have the same record after this one. Kansas City 31, Tennessee 30. Awesome football game.
Next game, Washington football team at the Green Bay Packers.
You might want to think about locking up the Packers, although there's other games that are even better than that, so you don't need to do it. Packers are not losing this game. Washington's been so disappointing. I can't wait till they get Fitzpatrick back at some point. The Packers are on a roll, even with the injuries they've suffered. This one feels like 31-21. Go, Pack, go.
The Atlanta Falcons at the Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins need a win. All the Deshaun Watson rumors rolling all over the place. Whether or not they're able to overcome it will be very interesting. A lot of pressure on Tua Tagovailoa in this game. I guess I just don't have that much faith they get it done. Coming off playing in London, Atlanta coming off a bye, they get Calvin Ridley back for this one. Matt Ryan, as Joe Dolan talked about on the Fantasy Feast podcast, playing at a really high level. I'm taking Atlanta on the road, and boy, oh boy, it'll be interesting to see whether or not the Dolphins end up making a play for Deshaun Watson. Give me Atlanta. Similar score to last week against the Jags, 23-20 Falcons.
Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens.
I think it's the game of the day. I am really, really looking forward to it. I think it ends up being a shootout, kind of like the over for people that like, to put wagers on games like the Even Money podcast. I know both defenses played better last week, but I think these teams go up and down the field. Now, watch, I say that, and it probably is a low-scoring game. The defenses did play better, but, man, these offenses are good. The way the Ravens ran the ball last week, Joe Burrow and the Bengals skill guys, I'm going big. I'm going 31-28 Ravens.
Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff, Lions at the Rams.
So this is a game that you can absolutely lock up. But before you lock up this game, lock up some Crocs. Do you have Crocs? Visit crocs.com and take your pick of wildly comfortable and lightweight clogs, sandals, and slides. Nothing gives me more joy than when we have a sponsor that I've been already using for years, like decades. I got my first Crocs Bri in 2004 with the Buffalo Bills. They feel so good. Don't knock. This should be their slogan, by the way. Don't knock it until you crock it. That's the reality. You put them on, you'll realize, oh man, these are awesome. Plus, if you visit DraftKings.com/Crocs on November 11th or Christmas, Saturday, December 25th, draft your showdown lineups and you could get 10 G's. There's 3 different contests. Learn more at DraftKings.com/Crocs. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Anything else on the Lions and Rams? You didn't even talk about the Lions and Rams yet, have you?
Not even a little bit. Not even a second. Totally forgot. Got all into the Croc thing. Totally missed the boat. It's the Jared Goff revenge game. It's the Matthew Stafford revenge game. I can't pick the Lions to win this one. On the road against the Rams, no. Do I think they'll be more competitive than they were last week? Yeah, I do, but not much, dude. I mean, the Rams are a wagon. That's a good thing, by the way, if you're a wagon. I think the Rams win this game going away. Let's say 34-17 Rams. Lock those bad boys up, bro.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
What's next? Raiders are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles.
E-N-G-L-E-S, Eagle. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. You know what? I have kind of gone back and forth on this one. I don't know what to expect from the Las Vegas Raiders after everything that happened with Gruden. Was last week a short-term boost, or are they going to be able to rally together and play that way the rest of the year? I mean, they're 4-2 football team. They are a good football team. So I've gone back and forth. Ultimately, I'm going to say Raiders 27-24. But depending on when you talk to me, I can feel the Eagles off the mini bye after everything else. I can feel like something's going to happen here and the Eagles win. I'll take the Raiders because, quite frankly, I have more faith right now in Derek Carr than I do in Jalen Hurts. So give me the Raiders 27-24.
Houston Texans at Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, this is another one you should lock up. I cannot imagine that somehow the Houston Texans would win this game. This would be one of the all-time upsets of NFL history if the Houston Texans won this game. Nope, not gonna do it. Lock up the Cardinals. I don't know, man. 31-13. Let's see if the Texans can play better on an odd week game like they have so far this year. 31-13 Cardinals. Lock them up, Potato Chip.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
Chicago Bears, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No comment, Bri, on the Potato Chip?
I'm honestly wouldn't even know what to say, where to begin.
Yeah, I mean, it's like bro, and then bro-tato chip, and then I went bri-tato chip. People are going to think that I've had like 5 beers. Nope, that's my first beer, actually. And I'm just in a goofy mood because I just got done calling a game. But for this game, I think the Bears keep it close. I am surprised by the betting line in this one. I think the Bears' offensive line has played better. I think the Bears have a pretty solid defense. I think I'll go 27-20. The Bucs win by 1 touchdown, but certainly not the blowout other people are expecting. I think the Bears try to run the ball. The Eagles had some success in the fourth quarter running the ball against this same Bucs defense. I'm going to give Justin Fields some credit. The biggest disparity in age between quarterbacks in NFL history.
Wow. Next, we've got Sunday Night Football. Indianapolis at San Francisco.
Yeah, I like the Colts. You know, the Niners don't have George Kittle. That is a huge loss for them. The Colts are playing very well. They've won 2 out of the last 3 by double digits. The only one they didn't was that game against the Ravens. They were up double digits seemingly the whole game, and then Lamar Jackson threw like a perfect game, almost like a pitcher throwing a perfect game. Wentz has been playing very well. Garoppolo hasn't played in a while, coming off of the injury, the calf injury. Maybe he's a little rusty. I think the Colts go into Santa Clara on Sunday night and get this win. They get the job done. I am rolling with Carson Wentz and the Colts. I think the final score is 24-20 Indy. Let the doggies out, Bri.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Let the dogs out!
And finally, Monday Night Football, the Hootats up in the Pacific Northwest, Saints, Seahawks.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, be like Russell Wilson, okay? Be prepared for bad weather. October is fall car care month, and AutoZone has the products to show your car you care. And while it's always a good time to upgrade anything visibility related, now is maybe the best time with rougher winter weather and longer nights ahead in the Northeast, in the Midwest, in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. I've told you about the washer fluid. I've told you about the wiper blades. I've told you about the fog lamps. Lots of fog, Brian, in the Pacific Northwest. Make sure you replace your headlights in pairs. That is the key. Stay safe this fall car care month. Visit your nearest AutoZone or head to AutoZone.com to start your job today. Get in the zone, AutoZone. How come you don't even smirk or anything when I do that, Brian? I just want something out of it. I'm putting my heart and soul into that. I mean, we have tens of thousands of people that listen to this and download it. I can't even get a smirk from you when I do the get in. I'll just keep making fun of your hair. I don't care how far you back away from the camera. It still looks terrible. You got a terrible haircut. You got butchered. I mean, you really did. You need product or a hat on in the worst way. Brian he doesn't have to say anything anymore. So Brian just switched it to a single shot where he's not on the camera anymore. Oh, I love it. That was touche, Bri. That was very good by you. Now it's all on me as I'm in my hotel room here in Charlotte, North Carolina. How about some shout outs? How about some shout outs to Pizza Boy Brewing, to Sporticulture, to Vision Comics with an X, to HumanEdNYC.com, to SteakhouseSports.com. How about a shout out to all of you guys that listen every week? If you get a chance, Saturday at noon, I'm calling a huge game. Number 16 undefeated Wake Forest at Army. I love when you guys watch. I love when you take a screenshot or you take a picture of me on the TV and tweet it. I usually try to retweet those if you guys do that. Other than that, have an awesome weekend, everybody. Spend as much time as you can with friends, with family, with football, with food, and with freaking daddy sodas. I wanted to do all F's there. So that's kind of where I went that route. Anyway, I think we're done here.
Before we go, do you have actually a pick for the Saints-Seahawks game?
Did I say anything about the Saints Seahawks?
No.
Not a single thing.
Nope.
Wow. I almost totally ended the show. You know what? I'll take the Saints to win a close one. I like the Seahawks with the points. I'll take this. I thought the Seahawks kind of figured something out at the end of that game against the Steelers, running the football. But we're keeping you guys on your toes. Just when you thought the show was over, it wasn't. Good job, by the way, Brian. Really good job. I was so focused on telling everybody about get in the zone, AutoZone. I forgot about Gino. Remember that? Chia. People are going to legitimately think I'm like tipsy while I'm doing this. I'm not. I'm like delirious from not sleeping enough, if anything. Trust me, one beer, that is, what's the alcohol in this one? 6.1%. I have 6.1% beers for breakfast, okay? That does nothing to me. I think the Saints win the game 24-23. Now we're done here, haircut boy.
Thanks for listening to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also subscribe to the Fantasy Feast, Even Money, Business of Sports, and College Draft. All available at Apple Podcasts, RossTucker.com, or wherever podcasts can be found.
A lot of times on the show, I mentioned DraftKings. Here's what you need to know. You got to be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. By the way, if what I was talking about included a deposit bonus, doesn't always, sometimes it does. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough, and deposit bonuses are paid out in site credit.